I'm Ekene Onu again, and this is my blog, my video blog. And today I wanted to talk about forgiveness. I have found that forgiveness is really a gift for yourself. Many of you know that I'm faith based, I'm Christian, and I believe the Bible. I believe that the commands written in the Bible are actually for our own good. So, one of the things that I struggled with for a very, very long time, I still struggle with. I I still struggle with it on occasion is forgiveness. Because truthfully, people can do things that are so hurtful to you. They can betray you in ways that devastate you. And it's hard to be able to move past that. I've been hurt in some major ways by people that I loved. And I love a lot of people. When that happens, it's like it blows you away. It's like a stab in the chest, and it's so painful. What I would do was I would say that I forgave because I wanted to be a forgiving person, but in truth, I would ruminate over it, and each time I'd get angrier. I'd retell the story, and each time I told the story, I'd get angrier and angrier. And of course, each time I tell the story too, it would become even more skewed in my favor because, of course, I am just the angel in the situation. I'll admit today that for every interaction that I've had where there have been negative things done, I must have somewhat been part of that process, whether to accept it or precipitate it or whatever, somehow as part of that process. And, sometimes that process happens so that you, the participants, can learn. And so, in a way, it's a good thing those things happened, that conflict or that betrayal or whatever it was. In a way, it's a good thing it happened because it's forcing me to become a different person. It forced me to become a different person. You know how they say, thank your haters because your haters make you better? Uh, Sometimes when people hurt you, it can actually be really, really good for you. The other thing is that I think it helps when we recognize that we're all human. Honestly speaking, I've hurt people too. I'm not proud of it. I've done my fair share of dirt. And yes, I've messed up, but I don't view myself simply as someone who messes up. I view myself as a human being who has, on occasion, messed up. And, people think that when you're sharing your whatever you're sharing, if whatever insight I'm sharing, that it's coming from a place of, oh yeah, I got it together. I don't. I'm very, very human. I'm still struggling with so many things. And a lot of what I share is something I've learned recently, or I am learning, or I'm in the process of learning. I'm simply, um, the way I look at it is that we're all on a chain. We're all on this journey, and whoever's in front, they're saying, okay, watch out over here. There's a dip in the road. Be careful, so that when I come to that dip, I know and I'm careful. And so all I'm doing is calling out to the people behind me, there's a dip in the road. Here's what I'm finding out about forgiveness. Here's why it's worth it. Just let it go. Here's what I think about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not necessarily reconciliation. That's what I believe. The person you're forgiving, because a lot of times actually you may have to forgive someone who does not even want your forgiveness. They don't even think they did anything wrong. As far as they're concerned, they would do it again to you in a heartbeat. Of course, that's not someone you can be reconciled with. Your forgiving them is simply determining that I am not going to hold you in my heart. I am not going to give you an opportunity. I'm not going to use what you did. I'm not going to allow what you did to make me into somebody who I am not. Because the minute you allow unforgiveness to take hold in you, you begin to transform. You find you're angrier. There are people, I know people, and I'll speak about this for men especially. I know a number of men who now, when they deal with women, they deal with them mercilessly. Why? Because they were hurt a long time ago. They never processed it. They never let go. They may have gotten to the point where they don't think about it so much, but that unforgiveness took root. It was like a seed. that was sown, and it began to grow and grow and grow, and eventually it just wove around them, and they became something other than they were. And they can never connect to that person they were again. Well, I mean, not never say never, but that person they were is so far deep entangled in all that bitterness and all of the false beliefs that come along with unforgiveness, because unforgiveness comes, it doesn't come alone. It comes with, like I said, we've already talked about the fact that it comes with anger and bitterness, but it also comes with false beliefs. Some of the beliefs are, for example, I can't trust anyone, people are going to hurt me. That's not true. Someone may have hurt you, but not everybody's going to do that. The reason why that kind of false belief is very dangerous is that it changes your relationships going forward. All of a sudden, you can't trust anyone, you can't let anyone close, you miss out on love. And so much of what happens with unforgiveness is subconscious. The next time you're presented with an opportunity to love, then you're giving that guy the side eye, like, I'm not going to let you get close to me. I'll hurt you before you hurt me. And you may not even know that that's your internal dialogue, but that's the vibe you give off. That's what you do. Maybe you end up cheating on him because you never let go of what happened. You never understood that, you know what, that person screwed up. That person did something to hurt me because of their own issues. It's their own humanity. I'm not going to let it change me. But you have when you don't forgive. And that's what I mean. Forgiveness for me, it means letting go. It means releasing yourself to be the best person you can, in spite of the fact that someone has presented you with an opportunity to be someone other than who you are. And forgiveness can cause anger. It can cause a breakdown in your physical body. And that's what prolonged anger, prolonged bitterness, there are studies that have shown this. If you are interested in like holistic health, you'll see that you will see there's a wonderful book. Oh gosh, it came to my mind and then it left. I'll think about it in a minute. I'll think about it. And this book really talked about, it's written by a physician, and he was talking about just what he has discovered as how emotions are connected to health. And he talked about, of course, anger, bitterness, unforgiveness, all of these things contributing to, obviously, you can probably figure out that high blood pressure is one of the things that it would contribute to. But there are other things. Some people even attribute cancers and things like that to just bitterness and things being held inside. So that prolonged anger is dangerous for you, period. And also, anger clouds your ability to see clearly. The anger is damaging. The bitterness is damaging. But like I said, the thing that forgiveness is not necessarily reconciliation. Forgiveness is not necessarily forgetting. And I know that a lot of people say forgive and forget. I'm not saying relive it. I'm just saying that it's okay to be aware that this person is someone who's hurt me in the past, and now I may need to address the relationship differently. I may need to remove them from the front row of my life and move them back a few rows so they don't have the opportunity to hurt me again. Or I may need to revisit it, and say, well, why did that happen? Was there something I could have done to prevent it? And next time, what can I do to prevent it? Does this person need to get some information? Does that person need to get some knowledge? Or do I need information or knowledge? Do I need to get stronger? Do I need to step back? What, it's okay to look at it, but from that's what, when you've forgiven, that's what it allows you to do, to be able to look at it from give you perspective. Okay, you know what? I don't like the way that happened. I don't want to experience it ever again. Here's what I'm going to do to make sure that is changed. So forgiveness is not necessarily being stuck. Just forgiveness doesn't mean you should lay your head down and be a doormat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's okay to say, what you did hurt me. I accept that. I'm accepting it. I'm owning it. Even if you're at the place where you can say you're sorry and make amends, that's fantastic. And then maybe you can rebuild your relationship. If that person is not at that place, doesn't have to hold you hostage either. That person is a fully separate human being from who you are. So if they don't want to be forgiven, that's fine. That has no bearing on your decision to forgive or not forgive. If you hurt me, I forgive you. I'm not going to be bound in some ridiculous prison over your issue. If you're if you're stewing over something, go ahead and forgive him. Don't be bound. Release yourself. It's a wonderful day today. Why not go out and enjoy it? Free of all the drama. Have a wonderful day. Thank you and be well. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And please visit me at ekeneonline.com.